Alright then. Welcome back to another day of terrible East Asian borders. Okay. MEIOU and taxes. My Japan campaign. Oh, the Commonwealth formed and I look for unions too. Decentralized vassals. Well, at least form. It's got pretty good borders while doing so. Must admit. Power. Seriously? It's gonna leave me less than 2/10 of a ducat. I better make sure my heir has a strong claim to the throne, so... Additionally, well, I just hope the heir has a good personality trait. That would certainly be positive. That's just as bad as cruel. Well, at least it no longer uses stability penalty. There are new institutions. I've already maxed that one out, and Globalized Trade is not here yet. Years lease 16. Oh. Okay, province owner, Diplotech at least 29. If at least 2, all active trade nodes. Hosokawa has a merchant. In the Koreas, okay, so I have to have 2 trade nodes where they're not on the same continent. And I have to have at least 2 colonies, or 1 colony and a trade company. I'll actually have a colony soon, so... Okay, I'm starting to become a little bit desperate for something specific, so... I'll let them finish exploring this tile. Oh, goal-oriented. Move you down here. Please take the fastest route. And then I'll let them explore again. That way they're more likely to explore inside the Mexico node and probably find the location of the trade node. This goes to Hudson and Mississippi. This goes to Mexico, however that's overseas. I have no idea where that is. Please give me more admin points. I'm going to need as many as I can get my hands on. I'm going to need to please the greater nobles again. I guess the unwrecked. Wrecked Western ship. A ship from the Netherlands has reached our shores after a long and arduous voyage via what the crew calls the Straits of Magellan. De Liefde is apparently the only ship remaining out of a group of 5 and is crewed by only 24 sick and dying men out of an original crew of over 100. Its rich cargo of Western curiosities and military equipment fared far better than its crew. It should be worth quite a bit. What is more, one of the survivors, a navigator called William Adams, insisted that he be brought before our king. Loses stability, but I get 10 minus 10% to cost. That's a difficult choice. On the other hand, as soon as I do that, I offer favor. So what that means is that at the end of the year, I'll get the stat point back and be back to normal, and also get a minus 10%. So all these decks are going to be just 40 points cheaper. And they're already pretty expensive at 600. 637, 708. So around 700 cost for the texts themselves. Or I can just get the 50 stat points and get... Yeah. Fine. I'll do this. Oh no, not again. Centralizing a bit more will reduce tech costs as well. Not by much, but it probably would be in my best interest to raise it a little bit more again. So I need 65 to... No, absolutely is only 60. Okay. I'll gain a little bit less stability, but it's not by a lot anyway already, so... Suwell gets recent rural development. That is, there it is. Huh. How would you get a craftsman district out? I mean, it's got luxury goods, so... Good. Okay. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Okay, so staff is now harder to get. Average tradition decay is reduced. I get an extra advisor. Tech cost is now minus 10%. Idea cost is now minus 5%. The resting point for autonomy is plus 0.075%, and the global institution spread plus 50%. I just hope the resting point for autonomy isn't going to cause any issues anywhere important. Yes! Is that banking? Yes, it is. Banking has finally arrived to East Asia. There's also the Renaissance here. Just have casual literacy. Casual literacy has started spreading to Georgia. Huh. Bureaucrat. Okay, need more Diplo points. Found it. Okay, they don't actually have an obtained relationship. Can. Finally know where the trade node is. Since someone's actually already transferring power, Castile and English Cuba. Great, English Cuba. I'm going to have to send someone myself. I would actually move away from this guy. I'll get the guy in Huanghe base. And then I'll have the requirements fulfilled for... Yes, I should have the requirements fulfilled for Globalized Trade. Or at least it should. I thought it would, but I guess not. Maybe it takes more. Maybe I need to wait a month. It could be a monthly thing. Especially since colonies are completed at the start of each month. Yep. And to continue the string of references. What was it? Yeah, it's gonna need a little bit just. Nice, that bureaucrat is pretty good. Realist politics. Gymnasium schools. This doesn't give anything. Established charity schools, huh? Monastic schools will be removed. Do we even have monastic schools? I don't know. I'll just activate this. I'm going to need to fill that up with the new idea group. Let's grab as many of these texts as I can manage. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. 100 bullets, Frankish engines. Okay, that is an interesting name. Well, fire is... apparently still going to take a while to improve, but it's still high enough that I would like to have at least a couple pips. Let's get New Guard. That seems like a very interesting set of pips. I wonder, is that two separate modifiers? Nope, it's the same one. I guess I get reduced benefit from the modifier itself, but I get more text. And I'm now finally ahead of time again. And I can finally state this. Amazing. I also want to check and see. I fulfill all the requirements. So it is entirely... So it will pop up in one of my centers of trade. Or, well, okay, better put, it is very likely to pop up in one of my centers of trade. Could also pop up elsewhere, but then we need Diplotech 29, which... the only colonizer that has that is England. Okay, let's focus Diplo points and... yeah. Start getting one of the other known to be broken idea groups, culture ideas. It's actually quite strong. For centuries, leading scholars in Hosokawa had focused on studying Chinese Buddhist and Confucian texts. By 1603, some scholars were more interested in reviving study of the Hosokawa classics from the country's golden age. This meant going back to ancient poetry and Shinto myths to find texts that could stand as examples for the generation. Gain prestige. Convert some of them to Shinto. gain prestige and convert some of them to Confucian. Because I'll just take the prestige buff. Doesn't mean I've converted any of them, so it's present. I am definitely doing this one. This is a lot of ducats and it'll give me prestige and legitimacy. Second of which is quite needed in order to make sure the Civil War does not happen. So as soon as something goes bad, it's going to start ticking up more. It's 100. It's already almost halfway there to finish. Of course, I'll put efforts into building up infrastructure for them. Let's get a hall there, and then I can build also a warehouse just to keep it growing faster. California can definitely afford to have a few cities. There's enough rural population there. There's enough room. Stop here. This has been about an hour. I'll save the game. And I will see you again tomorrow. Until then.